In this video, I'm going to talk about this tiny fridge I made. It's less about the fridge and more about the design process and how I made it. So I think using recycled materials is great because it allows you to problem solve in this way. What's the problem? What do I have? And how do I make the weird pieces that I have fit together so that I can solve the problem? I built this little fridge because I had a makerspace at a high school and there was no fridge to cool my drink. So the problem was I want to cool 1 can of soda. And I want to do it with just the stuff I have available. So this is all stuff I had at the time. So I just searched through all the stuff I had. I found this cooling unit from an old computer, then some little heat sinks, some fans. There's a Peltier cooler here in the wall. And I was so lucky to find this styrofoam shipping box that fits a can perfectly. There's just enough room for the can and then some cold air circulation here. And all these pieces except for the sensor, I think the Peltier cooler I bought as well, but these 2 fans, the cooling units, the styrofoam box, everything else I just had from the garbage. So to power this, I just have this power supply from the garbage, 12 volts. So everything's 12 volts. The Peltier cooler, fans, everything is just 12 volts. So if I connect it to 12 volts, it just runs. So in here you can kind of see that's the Peltier cooler, that white stuff, that white square. And that's glued to these 3 heat sinks, and it's glued to this large heat sink, which has heat pipes. This is for a computer, so I don't know what this is like for 300 watts or something crazy. So it's definitely taking enough heat out. And this is cooling. I have insulation around here to kind of separate the sides. And then I put this paper around here because there's a lot of air blasting through these fins, and I don't want this air to blow into the cooling unit. First, I'm going to test with just air inside, no can, to see how quickly it can just cool down without liquid. So I'm going to plug it in. And it's pretty loud. Especially that huge fan. And I'll start the timer. So it's starting at 20.5. It's already going down. That's great. First minute, it's dropped like 4 degrees, 4.5 degrees. That's pretty fast. 2 minutes, it's dropped 8.5 degrees. Woo! 3 minutes, what's that? 11 degrees? 5 minutes, 7.2 degrees. So that's getting pretty cold. So I think a normal fridge is 4 degrees Celsius. So we're getting pretty close to normal fridge temperature. So the door doesn't close perfectly. There's a little bit of a crack. So I just take a tool like this and lean it against the door, and that closes it. And that should let less cold air escape so that it can cool down faster. All right, after 12 minutes, 4.6. Oh, 4.7, 4.6.